This state has one of the largest networks of highways of any state in the country. And if you look at a map of that and look at which ones are federal roads versus city roads versus county roads, you'll see that we rely very heavily on the federal government and their role in helping keep our bridges and roads safe. It also helps in many ways, and I think the concept a few years ago of investing in redoing our roads and bridges during the downturn in the economy was a really wise one, but I don't know that it impacted enough people in terms of employing people, getting folks out and fixing some of the things that are breaking. Many of our bridges are rated C, D, and F, and that makes me very nervous. The two bridges we rely on the most in the district are those that cross over the Chattahoochee River. In fact, and we don't have a worry about that, but because of our concern around bridges and buses not getting through, we actually don't allow our buses to cross over those bridges.
And every second of every day, 7 cars drive on a bridge that is structurally deficient.
So the federal spending and the federal infrastructure system, especially as it relates to transportation and roads, bridges, affect us greatly.
The Atlanta metropolitan area is as vibrant, and actually the Southeast, and especially Georgia, is as vibrant as it is because some bright people 50, 60 years ago looked at this area and said, why don't we improve the infrastructure here in transportation and in providing the highest quality airport we could provide so that we become a hub for transportation.
Infrastructure in terms of transportation, roads, water, how the schools are funded are obviously very important to us because we've got to get kids to school. And so the best way to get kids to school is in an efficient manner, like our bus system, for example. And those buses have to travel on roads. And those roads, in many cases, are funded by the federal government. The construction of our buildings, however, are funded locally for the most part on a 1-cent sales tax. And we call that SPLOST here in Georgia.
It is a real impediment to our economy when people are spending, and families, when people are spending that much time on the road. I'll give you a quick primer on what's happening with transportation. Every time one of your parents buys a new, or maybe like me, a 1 or 2 year old new car, they get a tax break. And the tax break is on the amount of taxes that you pay for upkeep on the road system.
So infrastructure investment is extremely important. The way we fund infrastructure has been trouble. We fund it, especially for roads, primarily through a gas tax, and the gas tax that goes to the federal government.
Every time you go to the gas station and you fill up, you pay a tax, gas tax, and it's primarily calibrated to how much you drive. You drive more, you pay more in tax because it's mostly a percentage. Well, if you were getting 25 miles to the gallon on your old car and you get a new or almost new car and you're getting 40 miles to the gallon, you're going to drive a lot further for a lot less, and that's a good thing. I like that, but it means less money is going to the state and to the federal government for upkeep on that road, but you're still on the road just as much.
And the $3.6 trillion will be needed by 2020 to address our aging infrastructure.
So we need a funding stream that actually is more reliable than the one that we've had.
Those revenues for transportation are going down.
So the 1-cent sales tax here helps us build schools. There are occasionally federal dollars that come to help us update old schools that don't have internet, but in Fulton County, all of our schools have internet. But if you go to rural Georgia, there are parts of the state that don't have internet and that also have dilapidated buildings that need investment.